You're up, Tandy. All right, we are at 15 until 3. We're going to start with hopefully thinking we can get through this process in 45 minutes. It'll give us a buffer time to do any more planning for our calendar.
Okay, so I'm going to go over the agenda and then the norms. So today we're going to unpack RI9. We're going to create our rubric, and we're going to create our pre and post assessment. We're also going to have a conversation about avoiding having it too long. And then we're going to start a calendar for the planning, and I think it'll probably take us the whole time. And just to go over the norms, come prepared and on time. We've been doing good on that. Squirrel, don't squirrel. Everybody has a voice. That's going to be the one that we're going to work on today. And use Google Docs. All right. So, does everybody want to pull the standard up on their iPad?
Because I'm not seeing anything that really comes out of the that supports that particular, because it's not the prioritized standard. We'd be seeing something quite a bit different. How does the text features clarify, provide examples, add to, and or organize the information from the text that just came out of that? But that's something that they're going to really need to speak knowledgeably about this topic. That's something that.
Well, and that seems like it fits. Right. I'm sorry. That seems like it fits right with the AVID strategy when they were talking about organizational signals and visuals and everything. So we can tie that back in, and that's a common ground.
And then how do the text features support your comprehension of the text? And again, that is something that's crucial.
We're going to review all those things.
Yeah, this is speaking to the fact that they need to be knowledgeable about the topic.
Do you want to write review over there? We're also going to be moving into RL9 compare, contrast, themes, settings, and plots.
And that's,
And we're also going to be moving into writing on topic of authority for 3rd grade.
And that's a lot of what we worked on when we were talking about the 2 different books.
Yeah, and I think we'll look at how we can incorporate and overlap the units and incorporate this. But I don't, as far as understanding this and unpacking the standard, do you guys feel like we have a good idea of what the kids need to do?
I think one of the biggest things that I'm seeing from this is identifying the language used in compare and contrast. Like I think that's going to be biggest bang for your buck, like you're saying. Once a student can see that in writing, in text, but that's also that's another standard in 4th grade. That's 4th grade RL9. Yeah.
So are we ready to move on to the rubric or not?
We spent about 15 minutes unpacking. Are we fine with the verbiage?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, I think we're good to go.
Because one of the points that I wanted to bring up about the rubric from last time, we need to be really careful. Because what we found when we were grading was that we wanted to really focus on certain aspects of the rubric, and then some of the things became, as we kind of dropped off text features and we were really focusing on main idea and supporting details, and then we had some things in the squares for the rubric that we were kind of like, we're kind of ignoring this part. So I think we should make it really
focused,
really specific
to what we want. Yeah.
We don't want to have, these other things that we talked about that we're going to be reviewing, that we're going to be extending, we're not putting it on there. Because then it's too muddy when we grade.
We need to be specific, but yet we do have 4th graders that we need to consider too. So are we going to feel fine to assess the 4th graders on what we create for 3rd graders?
We want 2 rubrics?
Or do we want 2 rubrics? Because we are not, so for 4th grade it's going to be written, comparing and contrasting.
We want to have the compare contrast. There also is going to be something about, we're not going to put main idea and supporting details on there? Okay, so are we only having 1 bullet? What do we need to include in that?
So what the third graders would be able to use the graphic organizer.
Yep.
The third graders, I think we're gonna put it there, third graders would use a graphic organizer correctly to show comparison and contrast.
Of two texts on the same topic.
Yep. Use graphic
So that would be
organizer correctly.
This is going to be very basic if we only have one basic.
Okay, and then the second bullet for the third graders is evidence of comparing and contrasting or something like that. So like they're using the graphic organizer and it's
It might be, use graphic organizer correctly to compare and contrast two texts
On the same topic.
There we go.
So how would a 5?
A 5 for the third graders, they would write about it.
Yeah, they could take that graphic organizer and put it into a sentence.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So let's go back to the fourth grade. Starting in fourth grade, level 4, they have a written comparison and a contrasting
I
statement.
think this is your 4. This is your 4.
So they're going to use, we want to see them using the graphic organizer and taking the information from the graphic organizer to write.
Are we going to include that they have to have the graphic organizer and the writing, or only looking at the writing?
I think that we need to say that it needs to be present, yeah.
So then you're going to have 2 bullets on that.
That they use a graphic organizer to compare and contrast. And they've used it to produce their writing piece.
Okay.
So for a 4, they've produced at least
3 or more sentences.
And then 3 more sentences.
which would make the 5 a well-developed paragraph.
Yes. So all of 4.
I want to make it a paper, but it's like, we're not going big, we're going.
Yeah. Is this going to have the students' own interpretations as a 5? Like what we've done in the past?
Yes.
So we have kind of
Explains like in their own words, or is it going to be like just saying one thing from one text directly?
That's true. We don't have anything on there about them using their own words, even like in the graphic organizer, or asking them to put it into their own words.
For what we want to expect them to do and what we want to grade, we just can't add too many components.
Oh, that's what I was
Because that's what
thinking
we
for
did.
Right, we had too many components.
But each thing that we have, we really should have, like for example, on the 4th graders, they're going to have a graphic organizer and a written piece on each rubric. Each square has to have both of those components in some shape or form.
Yeah.
So let's just leave it at
Okay.
this.
Cool.
Yep. And so let's go with the 4th grade level 3, would be that they use graphic organizer to compare or contrast the two texts, and they've written
1 to 3 sentences.
1 to 3 sentences.
I like it.